Hello and welcome to Transformational Teaching. I'm Candace, and this practice is very low key. It is for beginners or more advanced practitioners as well, but it's going to be a little bit slower paced class. It's going to be designed just to help you feel like you can stretch out after a day at work, or maybe even want to do it in the beginning of your day. Get up and do it. It is a practice that's only going to be about 15 minutes or so. So let's get started. Have a couple of blocks. I'm sitting on one, and I always tell people that if your hips, your knees are higher than your hips, it's a good idea to sit on something so you can have a blanket that you roll up and sit on just to elevate your hips slightly. For me, it just feels really good. I have tight hips, and so I really like the practice of sitting on a block. And sit tall in your spine. Take a moment here. We're just going to start with some breathing just to bring ourselves into this moment. So go ahead and close your eyes if it feels appropriate for you to do so. Exhale all your air here. And take a nice slow inhale to a count of 4, 3, 2, 1. And then exhale in that same way. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. And exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Great. And so now let's take an inhale here. And as you exhale, I want you to take your left ear to your left shoulder. Try to keep the left shoulder dropping down, but so that we're getting the stretch in the right side of our neck here. And then inhale up, and exhale, take it over to the left shoulder. Yeah. And I can feel, for me today, I've been on the computer a lot this morning, and so I can totally feel that I'm tight in my neck. All right. Inhale, bring it up, and this time take your head all the way back, lifting that chin. Inhale, bring it back up, and this time we're going to take it around. So bring the chin towards your chest, and then take your head around to that left shoulder, back, up, and around. Okay, let's go the opposite way, back, and up, and around, and then coming back to center. Good. Let's go ahead, and if you were seated on a block or something else, you can come on to take it, remove it, come on to your hands and knees, bringing your wrists underneath your shoulders, your knees underneath your hips. And so go ahead here, look at the hands. Placement of our hands is always so important. So spread your fingers nice and wide, line your index fingers up so that they're parallel with each other. And here, anytime our hands are on the ground, we want this position of our hands. Grip the floor with your fingertips, the base of the knuckles. And so that's going to help to keep our wrists nice and strong, bone over bone. So we want shoulders over wrists, knees over hips, feet in line with our knees. Draw your navel in just slightly towards your spine, and then on an inhale here, we're going to lift our tailbone, lift our chest for cow pose. And as you exhale, you'll round your back. So bring the tailbone down and in, chin towards your chest. Inhale, lift the tailbone, lift the chest. Keep your gaze forward. You can close your eyes here as you move back and forth. Inhale to cow. And exhale to cat. Good. One more. Inhale. And exhale. Great. And then returning to a neutral spine. Go ahead and bring your big toes to touch. Take your knees wide. Set your hips back. So again here, Again, yoga is for everybody, but everybody's body is not the same. So we're gonna come into child's pose. What I want to say here is that if your hips are really super high somewhere in here and you can't get your bum down to your heels, then use a block, maybe even 2 blocks. But go ahead and set your hips back and hands out in front of you here. Again, my fingers are spread nice and wide. Press the ground down and away from you as you pull your hips back. Let your forehead drop down towards the ground here. Remember, do a couple breaths here. So working again, press the hands down and forward. My forearms are lifted away from the ground. That means my arms are really active. A lot of people come into child's pose this way, which is totally fine. I turn on the camera and she comes running. It's like she knows. That's Frankie. But we're not doing that. So we're here with active arms so that you're feeling the stretch along your spine. And we're going to keep our hands shoulder distance apart, but now we're going to walk our hands around to the left here. So I'm going to keep my hands shoulder distance apart, walk them around to the left. So now I'm getting the stretch in the right side of my body. Here, I'm going to press my right hand down and forward, pull my right hip back. Isometrically, I'm going to draw my left hand towards my left knee. So you're really working here to breathe into your right side body. Feel the breath in the right ribs. And inhale, come back to center, and then we're going to go to the other side. So walking your hands around to the right. This time, press the left hand down and forward, left hip down and back, and isometrically draw your right hand towards your right knee. So now I'm feeling the stretch in my left side body, breathing into my left ribs. Inhale, come all the way back to center. One more time, press those hands down and forward. You might find a little bit of shift here. Hands down and forward, hips down and back as you're stretching long in your spine. And then I'm going to come up, bring it all the way up. Bring your knees back underneath your hips. Tuck your toes. So we're moving into downward facing dog. So I want you to start by just gripping the floor with the fingertips, the base of the knuckles, and we're just going to lift the knees away from the ground a little bit. So we're going to pause here. Draw your navel in towards your spine. You're going to feel some strength happening in your belly. Keep the knees bent, and then press your hands down and forward, belly towards your thighs. So hips are up. So for some of us, this might feel like the best possible position for down dog. So I'm going to purposefully round my back here. So if your back is really rounded in this pose, you want to bend your knees so that your spine is long, just as if you were in tabletop or in mountain pose, right? But if you can straighten your legs, then you can do so, as long as your spine stays elongated, right? So gripping the floor, press the hands down and forward. Press your heels down and back. Your heels may or may not touch the ground. That's okay. We're still extending down the back sides of the legs. Lift your kneecaps up if your legs are straight. And isometrically, well, not isometrically, just move your inner thighs back. So you feel a real lengthening in the spine here. Again, totally valid to have bent knees. Same actions. Heels moving towards the ground, inner thighs back. Good. One more breath here. On your exhale, bend in your knees, look forward, step your feet to the top of your mat, hip distance apart. Inhale, extension in your spine, and exhale, fold. Good. Inhale, you're going to rise all the way up, stretch your arms up overhead, and exhale, release your hands down the center of your body. So we're going to start with Surya Namaskar A. If you don't know it, we'll go slow through the first round. So standing with your feet hip distance apart, press down all 4 corners of your feet. Lift your kneecaps up. Squeeze your inner thighs in and back. Draw your navel in slightly towards your spine. Lift slightly in your chest. Shoulders slightly back, fingertips extended towards the ground. So this is Tadasana, or mountain pose. This is where we start. Inhale, stretch the arms up. Exhale, bend the knees, forward fold. Here, if your fingertips don't come to the ground, have blocks. Blocks have levels, so you can use the blocks for all those levels here. Right? Hands on the blocks, drop the head towards the ground. Inhale, we'll halfway lift. You can bring hands to shins, hands to blocks, hands to thighs, whatever's working best for you. Just remember the spine is long in these postures. And as you exhale, you're going to step all the way back to plank pose. Again, knees can come to the ground anytime. Slowly lower, and you'll notice that my spine all lowers at one time. So if you're dumping here in your hips like this, you want to make sure that your knees are on the ground, but you also want to be pressing here. Elbows bend back, lower all the way down. Hands by your ribs, tops of the feet touch the ground. Inhale, we'll lift up, little baby cobra, nothing major. And then we'll tuck the toes, press into the knees to lift up and back for downward facing dog. So here we are, down dog. You take whichever down dog works best for you, knees bent or legs straight, long spine. On your next exhale, bend into your knees. Inhale, we'll walk it forward, top of the mat, extension in your spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. And exhale, release your hands down the centers of your chest. So we're going to do that 2 more times. Inhale, arms up. And I'll talk us through it. It's moving with the breath this time. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back to plank. Lower all the way down. Inhale, up for cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe here. If at any time any of this becomes a little bit too much, you can always bring your knees to the ground and rest in child's pose. Exhale, bend your knees. Inhale, look forward, step forward, top of the mat, extend in your spine. And exhale, fold. Good. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands down the center of your chest. We'll do it one more time. Inhale, stretch it up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back, plank pose. Lower all the way down. Inhale, bring it up. And exhale to downward facing dog. Breathing here. Good. Exhale, bend into your knees. Inhale, look forward, step forward, top of your mat, extend in your spine. And exhale, fold. Good. Inhale, rise all the way up, stretch the arms up overhead. And exhale, release your hands down. Good. Crescent pose, so starting in mountain pose first. We'll inhale, lift your arms all the way up. You're going to take your left hand to your right wrist, give it a little pull, and then take it over to the left. Crescent pose, we're leaning here. Hips, right hips move out to the right. So pull gently on my arm, my wrist. Look forward or look under your arm, whichever feels best. Inhale, bring it back up. We'll switch the class and take it over to the other side. Remembering to breathe. Remember to make your legs strong. So lift those kneecaps up. Squeeze thighs back. Good. Inhale, bring it back up. And exhale, release your arms down by your side. Good. Let's step up, back up to the top of your mat. I'll be moving back and forth just to show different things. We'll start with a Surya namaskar B. We'll move slowly through the first one, and we're only going to do 2 rounds of this. So inhale, you're going to bend your knees, lift your arms, come into fierce pose, Utkatasana. Exhale, forward fold all the way down here. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, we'll step back, chaturanga, lowering down to the ground. Inhale, coming up. and exhale to downward dog. And now right foot step forward on your inhale, spin your back heel down to the ground, rise up, arms up. So we'll just pause here for just a moment. So bending into your right knee stacked over your right ankle. Draw your right hip back. The left leg is straight and strong here. So we're pressing down on the outer edge of our back foot. Keep your feet hip distance apart. You'll have if your feet are too close together, it's like trying to balance on a tightrope, and you don't want to do that. So hip distance apart of your feet. Draw your navel slightly in. Inhale, stretch your arms up. This is a bent knee pose. You may not be as bent as I am, but work towards having that knee over your ankle. That feels right. Remember that, again, this is your practice. If something doesn't feel right, adjust it until you find what works for you. Good. Let's take our hands down to the ground. We're going to step back, lower down again. Inhale up for that cobra pose, and exhale, down dog. Good. This time, step your left foot forward in between your hands. Spin your back heel down to the ground, rise up. One point I want to make here is a lot of times we can have this hip jutting out. The hip isn't jutting out. It's in line with the knee. So outer hip in line with your knee. So that means your hips are in alignment, bones stacking on bones. All of that makes the pose a lot stronger. Pressing down outer edge of our back foot, gazing forward. Exhale, take your hands down to the ground, step back, lower all the way down. Inhale up, cobra, and exhale, downward facing dog. And I'll just remind you again, if you're new to this and some of it seems hard or a struggle, it's okay. We always got to begin somewhere. And you're always free to rest. Exhale, bend into your knees. Inhale, step it forward, top of your mat, extend in your spine. And exhale, fold. Good. Inhale, bend your knees, lift your arms, and exhale to rise. So we're just going to do one more of that, moving with the breath. Inhale, bend your knees, lift your arms, fierce pose, Utkatasana. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back, plank. Chaturanga, lower down. Inhale, up, Cobra, Bhujangasana. Exhale, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, right foot forward, spin your back heel down, rise up, arms up, warrior pose, Virabhadrasana 1. Exhale, take your hands down to the ground, step back, Chaturanga. Inhale, up, Cobra, Bhujangasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, left foot forward, spin the back heel down, rise up, Virabhadrasana 1, warrior 1 pose. Exhale, take your hands down to the ground, step back, Chaturanga. Inhale up, and exhale, down dog to breathe. Well, she finally settles down. Exhale, bend into your knees. Inhale, step it forward, top of the mat, extend in your spine, and exhale, fold. Inhale, Utkatasana. Bend the knees, lift the arms, and exhale to rise. Great. So let's come all the way down onto the ground. We're going to come onto our backs. And go ahead and take your right ankle over your left knee. Reach through and grab a hold of your front shin or behind your thigh. Wherever you are, you want to flex your foot. So your foot's not sickled, it's flexed. So it's making your ankle strong, protecting your knee. And you can reach through, grab here, and pull your legs towards you. So this is Sukirandrasana, or like a number 4 pose. That's how your legs look. You can use your elbow, if that feels good to you, to kind of push into your inner thigh of your right leg. A good hip opener. And then bringing that left foot down on the ground, right? We're going to take a little twist here. So now the right foot, I'm just going to take it right foot onto the ground for a twist. My arms, you bring your arms into like a cactus pose. I often wonder, I think a lot of people, I learned a lot of my yoga in Tucson, and so there's cactus there. I don't know. Does everybody say cactus pose? I really don't know. Maybe. All right, cactus pose. All right, and then we'll bring that back up. Switch the clasp here, switch our legs. So same thing, take the left ankle over the right knee, flex the foot, and then bring your legs in so you can grab behind the thigh or here. If for some reason you still are unable to grab the thigh, you can do a few things here. So one, you can grab a strap or a scarf or something and use that to pull the leg. You can also do this pose, and since I'm right near the wall, I'll go ahead and show you. You can do it at a wall, like this, and use your foot to push into the wall and push the leg, right? So there are lots of ways. If something comes up for you, shoot me a message. Just leave me a message and I will answer and let you know of other ways that you can get into these poses. All right, so bringing my right foot to the ground, keeping the left leg crossed, I'm going to bring my left foot over. So I'm coming into a twist. Bring back those cactus arms. Gaze upward to the opposite side that your legs are going. All right. Beautiful. And then bring it all the way back up here. Plant both feet firmly on the ground. Good. Bend your knees in towards your chest. Bring your arms inside your legs. Grab the outsides of your feet for happy baby pose. Pull on your feet with your hands. Push with your feet into your hands. Really trying to bring the knees down towards the outer hips. Good. And then bring your knees into your chest. Wrap yourself up in a nice little hug and a squeeze. And I like to tell everybody just to take a moment and say some words of kindness or goodness to yourself, words of love or gratitude. And then go ahead and release your whole body onto the ground. Savasana is one of the hardest poses because it requires you to be in stillness in your body and in your mind. It's hard for a lot of people, especially teachers. So find your breath, close your eyes. Tune into the sensation of your own breath and your own breathing. Notice for yourself the inhale and the exhale of your breath. Allow yourself to be here as long as you would like to be here in this pose. And I hope that you'll subscribe and share these posts and follow. And again, if you have any questions, please do let me know. Otherwise, sweet blessings to you. Thank you for practicing. Have a beautiful day.